Your favorite athlete closes in for a victorious win. The crowd holds its breath, and as the cursor movement, she misses the shot. That competitor just experienced the phenomenon known as jerking, where despite months, even years of practice, a person fails right when it matters most. Jerking is common in sport, where performance often occurs under instant pressure and depends on key moment. And yet, performance anxiety also haunts public speaker, contestants in spelling bees, and even world famous musicians. Most people intuitively blame it on their nervous, but what does being nervous undermine expert performance? There are two sets of theories, which both say that primarily choking under pressure boils down to focus. First, there are the distraction theories that suggest that performance suffers when the mind is preoccupied with worries, doubt, or fears. Instead of focusing its attention on performing the task at hand, when relevant and irrelevant though compete for the same attention, something has to give. The brain can only process so much information at once. Tasks that challenge working memory, the mental scratch part we use to temporarily store foreign numbers and quarters lists, are especially vulnerable to pressure. In a 2004 study, a group of university students were asked to perform math problems, some easy, others more complex and memory intensive. Half of the students completed both problem types with nothing at stake, while the others completed them when calm under pressure. While everyone did well on the easy problems, those who were stressed performed worse on the more difficult, memory-intensive tasks. Explicit monitoring theories making up the second group of explanation for choking under pressure. They're concerned with how pressure can cause people to overanalyze the task at hand. Here, the logic goes that once a skill becomes automatic, thinking about its precise mechanic interferes with your ability to do it. Tasks we do unconsciously seem to be most vulnerable to this kind of choking. A study on competitive golfers compared their performance when instructed to simply focus on putting it as accurately as possible versus when they were primed to be acutely aware of the mechanics of their putting stroke. Golfers usually perform this action subconsciously, so those who suddenly turned into the precise details of their own moves also become worse at making accurate shots. Choking may not be inevitable for everyone. Third, results suggest that some are more susceptible than others, especially those who are self-conscious, anxious, and afraid of being choked negatively by others. So, how can we avoid choking when it really counts? First, it helps to practice under stressful conditions. In our study on expert dark players, researchers found that those who had practiced under stress performed worse when anxious compared to those who had become accustomed for pressure. And thirdly, researchers have shown that having an external focus on the ultimate goal works better than an internal focus where someone is turned into the mechanics of that they are doing. A study of experienced golfers revealed that those who hit tip short while focused on file of the ball perform significantly better than those who focus on the motion of their arms. So perhaps we can modify that age-old saying, practice under pressure with focus and with that glorious and core insight makes perfect.